Hello, denizens. Welcome to my former network executive reaction to episode 4 of Star Trek's Strange New Worlds. I keep wanting to say Brave New Worlds. Warning, there will be spoilers. Another warning, I'm looking at these shows not as a reviewer, but as an executive in charge of production, because that's what I was. It would be me that would have conveyed those horrible network notes to the producers and writers that they hate. I'm also not here to satisfy Trek lore keepers. As much as I love the original series, we are decades past it, and I'm more interested if Strange New Worlds has managed to create its own consistent world, one that I want to return to each week or binge watch. Overall, I would say yes. It has found a groove of familiarity after 4 shows, much like a rash that won't go away. Does it have cringy girl power moments? Yes. Do I care? If it doesn't come up on my executive radar, no. If you want a frame-by-frame regurgitation of the episode with accompanying dissection, then you've come to the wrong place. I did promise to give you denizens something different, and I think that's why you're here. One of the things I complained about the first 3 episodes was that we were not getting anything specifically memorable. Balance of Terror, the Doomsday Machine, even goofy episodes like Spock's Brain. Or even the best of TNG, such as Conspiracy or Conundrum. It's still early, but SNW is much more TNG than TOS. And it took a very long time for TNG to start giving us classic episodes in their mold. But TNG was enjoyable enough to revisit, and that's where SNW seems to be. They aren't looking for that groundbreaking hardcore science fiction episode. They are setting up the Gorn as their main alien protagonist. TNG had the Borg, Voyager had the Kazon, I believe, and DS9 featured the Dominion that included the Cardassians. It looks like we got the Gorn for SNW, and I wished the heck that the fucking autocorrect in pages would stop changing Gorn to Corn. Although, an episode where their vessel gets too close to a sun and pops itself to death would be cool. Back to episode 4. Memento Mori. Yes, it was a bit Balance of Terror meets Das Boot, submarine warfare. I'm not aware of any pilfering of past Trek novels. I'll let Robert Mayer Burnett correct me on that. Out of the first 4 shows aired so far, I'd put it above episode 2, somewhat below episode 3, but still far above the horrible episode 1. I would have questioned the complete 180-degree turnaround in Uhura's character. How did we get from the lacking in confidence rookie in episode 2 to the whooping, strident, obnoxious Uhura in this episode?
The crowd goes wild.
All kidding aside, my one big concern would be the competition for screen time between Una and La'an. The characters share the same tough female take-charge space. Their big difference is about 1.5 feet in height. And in this episode, they literally had to fill Una with shrapnel to get her out of the picture so La'an could take the role of number 1. Yes, it made story sense. Yes, we got the Vulcan mind meld, which as a network executive, I would have constantly been screaming, when do we see the fucking Vulcan mind meld thing? Oh my God, we got more dead family members backstory stuff. this time from both La'an and Spock. So now we have tragic backstories of dead or near-dead loved ones for Pike, Spock, M'Benga, La'an, Uhura. What's next? Is Ortega's going to tell us that her mother lost the turkey baster? Unless there is some plan afoot with La'an, I would have questioned the character's inclusion in this series in the first place. It's all feeling very much like Saturday Night Live, which started with only 8 cast members and now regularly has about 57. La'an is taking away screen time from Una, which I think is a problem for the show. And frankly, Rebecca is a star. They had to break Hemmer's hand to let Uhura get the hero cred for doing tech stuff. The computer interface was the dumbest thing I could possibly think of. However, as a typical exec in charge of production, I would know nothing about computers and would have been very satisfied with all the flashies. Ooh.
The crowd goes wild.
Do they still say shit like this at Stardate 3177.3? Again, they decommissioned a growing fan favorite in Hemmer to give the shockingly uncharismatic Uhura screen time.
And Uhura for the win.
Girl power! The script by Davy Perez and Beau DeMeo was very good. I liked the dialogue. And just so you folks realize that most of the time the writers are given a plot summary by the showrunner. It's rare these days that writers come up with both the plot and write their own scripts. I was happy with the jargon. Jargon has to have a delicate balance. I would never want them to return to Star Trek Voyager level nonsense. And the pair managed to balance the sickbay and bridge dialogue very, very well. Only the stuff between Hemmer and Uhura entered cringe territory, but I've no idea what else they could have written. It was a terrible challenge to not make those scenes terrible. What? Hemmer couldn't have used his left hand to push buttons? Though they were holding hands by the end. I believe Uhura is non-binary in SNW. Does that mean she's allowed to fillet Hemmer's antennae? The direction by Dan Liu was nicely unobtrusive and efficient. The visuals were stunning. I loved how they included modern speculation of what the event horizon of a black hole might look like. Frankly, I think it would have been way more fun if they had come up with their own wild-looking black hole to show us what a real black hole looks like. Because, I mean, they're really there, right? I think the bridge has gotten darker. Could be my imagination. I would, however, like a starship where they finally tuck the wires away in a way that prevents them from constantly falling down from the ceiling every time they get attacked. Isn't there some kind of manufacturer recall on that? Anson Mount and his hair continues to be excellent in the show. And in this show, there's a lot of subtle work there. Super impressive. Enjoyed his performance. Ortega's character is sort of growing on me, but we just can't get away from the...
Our navigation systems constantly take in atmospheric data to maintain stability.
Hey, I still do most of the work.
Girl power! That's it for my rambling reaction to episode 4 of Strange New Worlds. That's pretty good. I look forward to your thoughts in the comments. Till next time, denizens, be seeing you.